Hey everyone, I just got the new Peloton heart rate monitor. Boom. Why do you need one? I don't know. How is it different? You're about to find out. Actually surprised me. I think heart rate monitors, I thought were all the same. I didn't think this was going to be different. After this review, you're probably going to go out and get one of these because there are subtle differences that make this thing a really great heart rate monitor for Peloton equipment. All right, so let's have a look at the box before we get into how the actual thing works. It looks pretty sleek. They've obviously taken inspiration from Apple and delivered it in some pretty funky packaging. It does say USB adapter, and I'm going to come back to the need for you to have a USB-C adapter because it doesn't actually come with it in the box, which is fine because most people have USB-C these days. You get an armband. You either pick large or small. I went large. You can go small. I'm sure it's fine. The pod is just here. It's pretty small, and it comes in that little box. These aren't giant hands either. The pod is actually quite small. They're my hands. They're not giant. You can see they're quite small. They've got sensors on the other side. I'm just showing you the basic stuff here with the packaging. It'll be over soon. I'll show you how the damn thing works. The way you put the pod into the thing is not that way. You actually push it through the other way. These are things that I learned after I did the video. USB-C, people. It is not a USB normal adapter. It is USB-C. It does sit on that little docking thing, which I'm guaranteed to probably lose at some point. So that's a little frustrating, but oh well, you can't just sort of plug it into the device itself. Now I'm hunting for a USB-C adapter because they're not readily available, but I open the next drawer and voila, there you have it, USB-C. Now I can plug the thing in. Pretty soon I'm going to be able to get a workout and I can show you all why you should get a Peloton heart rate monitor after I charge it up. Now once you plug it in, you can see it buzzes and shows you that it's charging. Now, what have I used in the past with heart rate monitors? Everything from originally I was doing Orange Theory, so I have one of those Scorsy ones, chuck that down. I have an Orange Theory chest strap, which I found when I was doing Orange Theory, this worked better for me than any of the others because when I was rowing and doing weights, I would never get the heart rate right, but my chest strap seemed to work. So more on that in a second. Get rid of that one. The new Orange Theory one, these all sync up with Peloton as well. So they work perfectly well. If you have those, just use them. They work pretty good. We're still gonna find out what the other one's like, so we don't need that one anymore. Peloton also came out with a chest strap. Honestly, I didn't have that much luck with it. It's probably very similar to the Orange Theory one, so I'd probably avoid that one. And probably my favorite is the Wahoo Ticker, which actually uses two lots of Bluetooth. The reason why I got it was because it could sync to my watch and it could also sync to the Peloton at the same time. So it could do, I think it's ANT2 or something. So it can do two connections at the same time, which was great when I needed it to do that and it wouldn't argue. But this is fantastic, but it's annoying to put on. Every time you go to put it on, you got to put it on here, you got to wet the sensors. Syncs up pretty nicely. Not super it's not super comfortable. And it's obviously not super for women as well, for obvious reasons, gets in the bra. But now we have the Peloton chest strap. When you're working out, it actually has lights on it, which like in the old Orange Theory one, and Peloton does this with Strive scores, it shows you what heart rate zone you're in, which I thought was really cool. I also like the idea that it's a strap that you can wear in various different, and I used to wear an arm strap like this, not gonna be very good if you're doing bicep curls, not that I have the world's largest biceps, but you get my point. But you can basically put it up here and tighten it, and I guess it'll work on your forearm. This is the larger sized one, not the small one. And I've just charged it recently, so I'm gonna turn the bike on and let's see how it works. Yeah, there you go. So it tightens up pretty nicely around your forearm, which I think is pretty good. Like if I'm running, I actually find that really comfortable. Feels a little bit like a sweatband. So yeah, I think that feels pretty good. I just touched it to turn it on and you can see it has lit up, which is pretty cool. I also, with the Wahoo, I never know how to turn the damn thing on. It should have an on and off switch, but it looks like this is doing something. So I'm gonna hit this button and we're going to log in and we're going to see if we can connect it up. Straight away, do you see that? It says on the screen, you probably can't read that, but it says straight away, heart rate, band, found, which is really cool. Sort of like the iPod, with the iPod Pros when it comes to your iPhone. Obviously it's using pretty similar technology. Most of the time when you connect your heart rate monitors to your Peloton stuff, you've got to go into settings, and then there's a billion different Bluetooth things, and then it doesn't sync. This one obviously is probably natively set up to connect more easily, so I'm super impressed with that. Bang, connect, it gives me a little beep, a little buzz, it's lit up. It's really cool looking too, actually. I'm a little bit excited. Get started with your Peloton rate band is what it's saying. I'm gonna bring the camera in closer so you can see this. All right, here we go. It's saying get started with your band. It's obviously connected. Yeah, let's do that. Wear your heart rate band. Adjust the armband to fit your forearm. Ah, so I was right. Don't stick it on your bicep. Wear the armband at least 3 fingers widths away from the elbow. This is pretty cool. It's telling me what I'm supposed to do, which is good. And I'm flicking through. Track your heart rate zones. Intensity of your workouts from zone 1 to 5, which is cool. And put your Peloton. Your heart rate band will automatically go to sleep after you remove it. To put it to sleep manually, firmly press the display for 4 seconds. Now, that is actually a super cool feature, because with my Wahoo ticker, I'm changing the batteries all the time because I can never remember that you can't turn it off. You're not even remembering. All right, so we hit next, and your Peloton heart rate is ready to use. It tells you the battery level. We're done. My heart rate little thingy's up the top here. Looks like it's all connected. Heart rate monitor is connected, and I got a little love heart symbol up here in the top corner. Ah, it's love already. So that's the bike. I wonder what happens if I go and connect it now to the treadmill, or if I need to disconnect it from here before I can connect it to there. Let's go find out. Alrighty, let's check the treadmill. Very lucky to have a Peloton Tread Plus, I must say. I hope they bring this out again, and I hope, I'm in Australia as you can tell by my accent, had to ship it out from the US. I hope that they bring these out because it's a beautiful experience, but also love the Peloton Tread. Now, it hasn't immediately said it's connected. My assumption is that it's probably already connected to the bike. I wonder if I can override it, because this could be annoying, although I don't use the bike as much as I use the treadmill. So if it's purely dedicated to this, I'd be pretty happy. But I'm gonna refresh. It hasn't picked up any heart rates. Interesting. Don't see your device, go to Bluetooth settings. Let's have a look at Bluetooth settings. I see a lot of my Bluetooth devices on here, but I don't yet see a Peloton TV. It's visible to nearby to our bone. This is interesting. So, I wonder if I unpair from there, will it turn up on here? Fingers crossed, because I really want this for the treadmill, not the bike. All right, so I just disconnected from the bike and it buzzed on my arm, and I'm now going to go back in and I'm hoping that the treadmill, bang, just like that, automatically connected to the Tread Plus when I disconnected from the bike. And I didn't have to do the sync. It knows my Peloton username. Yeah, because it obviously knows. Hey, that's pretty cool. It's actually a lot smarter as a heart rate monitor than any of the others. So it's using my Peloton name as well, which is, I don't know. Once you're in the ecosystem, I guess you seem to like it. I'm ready to give this thing a little bit of a spin. I'm gonna do a workout with it, and I assume it's just gonna run my heart rate the whole time. So I'm gonna do a half-an-hour run with Bex Gentry, come back at the very end and tell you what I think of the Peloton heart rate monitor. I think so far, it's awesome.
What's up, Peloton? This is Bex Gentry. Thank you so much for joining me today for this 30-minute pop run, week 1 of 4. Well, we are gonna learn to fall in love.
All right, I just finished a 30-minute run with Bex, and I can tell you the heart rate monitor didn't skip a beat. I might have, but I've had runs recently with my Wahoo and it's stopped halfway through. The thing with this, the whole thing lights up. The lights I think will be better when you're doing like a boot camp and you're in the middle of like a Jess Sims plank party, some party. And you look down at your forearm and you can see your heart working. You have to look up at the monitor. I guess when you're running here and the monitor's right in front of you, whether you're on the bike or the tread, it doesn't really matter, but I think the two features that make this a killer, maybe there's three. Firstly, it worked. You didn't have to think about it. You didn't have to worry about it. It just was flawless. It didn't skip. There's nothing more frustrating when you're doing heart rate runs and you look down and you see your heart rate stop. I've thrown my Wahoo ticker across the room, replaced the batteries, so I thought it was the batteries and it wasn't. This thing works. My heart rate, I didn't test the red. I'm sure it works in the red. No, I did. I got to the red for 14 seconds or something, most of the time in the orange. But perfect chart of just no misses, had an average heart rate of 154. It's gonna be different for different people. It doesn't really matter. The point is, I've done runs before and it stopped. And so my heart rate ends up being, 110. And then I think my workouts to Strava, and then it just thinks I didn't work hard, and that's just annoying and you can't edit it. So nothing more frustrating than the heart rate monitor just not working. So the first thing about the Peloton heart rate monitor that I can attest after one run, you don't have to think about it and it works. So that's the number one bonus so far. The number two bonus is it syncs immediately. As soon as I get on here, I know that it's synced and I feel good about that. And not mucking around with trying to sync the damn thing up. The third thing, which I think is fantastic and a really good feature, is if I go into the heart rate monitor, it tells me how much battery it's got. You're in the middle of a run and the heart rate monitor goes off, or you just don't know why it's not working. There's no on button. It doesn't vibrate to tell you that it's on. That's annoying with the Wahoo ticker. This vibrates, tells you it's on. Then it tells you how much battery there is, so you know to go and charge it. The amount of devices I've got with heart rate monitors that don't have a battery indicator is all of them, all 7 of them down there. This thing tells you exactly how much battery is on the actual thing. For me, those 3 things is enough to go and get this heart rate monitor. If I'm going to have one other feature, I think 2 more features. It's damn comfortable. You don't even know you're wearing it. I guess you want to know, is it accurate? Every time I do a workout, when I do a run, I'm around 150, 157, 158, whatever. It seemed to be exact. My heart rate seemed to be where I expected it to be for the workout. And I think that's it. Or maybe the last thing is the price. In Australia, it's $130. It's shipped in 3 days. Probably in America, it's, I don't know, $90 or $99 or something, and it will ship fast. It's the same price as just about every other heart rate monitor, but for me, it's a killer because it works. And you don't have to think about it. I don't have to throw it across the room, and I know how much my heart rate is. And of course, the very last thing, which is a great feature, is the lights. So if I'm in a Jess Sims boot camp party, I can look down at my arm and do it for the colored lights on my arm. And very easy to see. If it's on here, the lights, it doesn't make any difference really, because I'm looking at my heart rate anyway. I guess you could close the heart rate if you wanted to look at nothing but the instructor telling you what to do. You could close everything off, close the leaderboard, just look at your arm. I think one feature that would be cool that it doesn't have, and I'm sure they could probably do it, my Garmin sometimes does this, is when it changes from, like, say, the orange into the red, or it drops down maybe from the orange to whatever's below that, the yellow or the green. What would be cool is if it just gave you maybe a little vibrate to tell you that you've gone up a level, which means you don't have to then sit there staring at the heart rate monitor screen. You can see it anyway. So, hey, my 2 cents for this heart rate monitor is get one. I might even get 2 actually, because there's more than one person working out in this house, and I don't want to share. So I think it's absolutely fantastic. Comes in really sleek packaging. The thing works like everything else with Peloton, and I'm super impressed. I would 100% recommend this product. I would go get one immediately.